talk about mental health in the way that's not only well-informed, but with confidence and really to a great level of transparency. So right now we're also working with JVS, Job Pathways, as well as community colleges, West Contra Costa, as well as Sutter Health, to develop programs where when Kira and I and her team, her wonderful team of legal experts and lawyers who are consigned to the Afghan resettlement struggle are working with screening folks, that they're not having to constantly be deterred by the fact that diapers are needed, GED classes are needed, we need credential matriculation, we need credit and degree forgiveness, right? If someone is a doctor in Kabul, they shouldn't be taking basic biology at CCC, right? So to think about these needs in such a harmonious, wraparound, holistic, culturally responsive, sustainable way requires an entire team that isn't behind me here, but they really are uplifting this work. And so I am an ambassador, but really an honor to be an ambassador to them and on their behalf. And many of them are here, so I want to thank them. Yeah, I mean, the work is, it's developing. The tectonic plates are proverbially shifting, and every Afghan client that we serve does not have a monolithic narrative. And I think the play here today really, I think, emboldens that point, that, you know, we have some folks who are sponsored by what we call Little Kabul in Fremont, right? But we also have folks who come here who are alone. I came with a single parent, having you know, faced a lot of not only state-sanctioned violence, but also a lot of domestic violence in my home. So, you know, when we fled after my brothers died, and I was the youngest in the family, I also had to help my mom do her taxes when I was 12. And thinking about that experience really informs the types of programs that I want to not only inculcate at JFCS East Bay, but really underscore, because many of them exist. But when you have folks who are coming from a different culture, speaking a different language, and you have so many dialects of Dari and Pashto and Farsi, it's important to know that without a singular targeted response that is also encapsulating all the different narratives, you're oftentimes going to leave people invariably outside of the conversation. So right now, what we're doing with Kira's team and ILS, we're also building a pro bono, low bono network. Much of that information, thanks to Kira and really her grinding this week, has put together some of the squares, because we are in Silicon Valley, where you can tap on and you can learn more information about what we do. They're actually out at the table. Kira put a bunch of cards out there for any of you who are interested in donating, volunteering your time or resources to this struggle. This struggle is, we're only at the nascent point, and it's important to know that just because the greater evil, if you want to use really, I think, arcane semantics, is not in office, it's important to know, as Professor Bookie mentioned, I think it's important to note that this work is only beginning, right? And I say this not only on behalf of JFCS East Bay, because we're literally still building the resettlement program, and just received a grant last week. So again, we're still aggregating the funds even to sustain this work beyond the 90 days and into the asylum hearing process and getting people for